guys, Ash here, Raid Shadow Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love, some positive vibes your way, especially if you need it out there today. Hey, so many of you guys liked the last time that we did this with legendary champions, the best and the worst in each faction, that I brought on BigPoppaDrock again. Big Papa, what's up?
My man, I am stoked. I can't wait to talk epics with you, bro.
Yes.
Do I even know what an epic is?
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? Totally unprepared am I?
The answer is yes. Yes, I do. So
Yes, you do. Show faith and confidence for the viewers, my friend.
Yes, total confidence. So I'm stoked, dude. Thanks so much.
The resident epic expert in Raid Shadow Legends. We got BigPoppaDrock back on. Check out his YouTube channel, guys. We had, like I said, we had the legendary one, and man, I always know it's gonna be a banger when I have you on. I would love to get like a weekly collab because the comments are just littered with positivity on like best dynamic, you know, co-host. So
dude, I'm down.
Bring the heat.
I'm down, baby.
Now the pressure's on. Now the pressure's on.
I'm gonna give the viewers what they want, which is a little more Ash and a little more Drock, baby. What I call Drash or Ash. I don't know.
Drash.
Trash. Yeah.
BigPoppaDrash. There we go.
Trash. There we go.
No, you should go outside and be with the three-dimensional people.
No, inside good, outside bad.
There we go.
A lot of requests to get you back on for the best epic and the best rare and the worst epic and the worst rare. So maybe we'll do the rare ones next if you guys are interested in that. But for today, we're gonna do the epics. Let's start with the Sylvan Watchers. I'm gonna throw a curveball at you, man.
Oh,
yeah. Are you prepared? Do you want me to go first? I know we start Banner Lords. We're reading.
I love it.
Okay.
I love it. I wasn't anticipating it. Yes,
like reading right to left here. You go first, man. You're the guest. Who's your best Sylvan Watcher epic champion in the game?
Okay,
some good ones.
This is actually tough because there's not a ton of Sylvan Watcher epics, but there are a couple that are really freaking good. Like actually quality. Man, I'm kind of torn between three of them, but I think I'm gonna go. I really like Dithey. I don't know. I really like Dithey. Like you can make an argument.
You can't go wrong. Yeah.
You can make an argument for a couple others, which might be on your list. But I love Dithey because he's so nasty with the ability to take just turn after turn after turn after turn. He buffs himself, which is awesome. He's placing decreased defense on an AoE, which is also sick. And again, like I have seen Dithey just go on a rampage, taking like 5 turns in a row. So I don't know. I really like Mistrider Dithey.
I was gonna go with Mistrider, but I kind of want to be cute here and go off. But I agree with you. I have to say I have such a new appreciation for White Dryad Naya. I'm not gonna go with her, but I did the dumbest thing you can do in Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not being hyperbolic here, bro. I empowered. This is back in the day, like not recently. I empowered Yumeko twice.
Brother, I did it too.
Oh, you did too?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Yes,
it must be a stupid Playwin mistake. It must be a whale mistake.
because arena, bro.
Yeah,
because
it was arena, and I'm like, well, I'm never gonna need to. I have Kymar anyway. I'm good. I have Crixia. You know, like, well, I didn't have Crixia at the time, but then Trunda W Mechos became a thing, and I'm like, all my clanmates are pulling out 30 billion damage, and I have to draw. I say all that to say I have to run the double White Dryad Naya team. That's because I empowered Yumeko.
I can't believe you fell for it. You're such a jerk.
Anyway, I digress.
I love that we both made this mistake.
I know, I can't believe it.
I did the same thing. It kills me.
I feel so much better, you know? I feel so much better that you made the mistake as well.
I feel better too now because I thought I was the only one.
That was great. All right, Cryodin in the blue. Misery loves company, man. I'm gonna go with Cryodin. He's really good. I mean, he's got the increased speed and a turn meter fill, 3-turn cooldown. The AoE freeze ×2, 3-turn cooldown. I mean, dude. There weren't these abilities back in our day. They didn't exist like this. It's insane. 65% chance on a 2-time hitter for freeze. Great for progression, CC anywhere. And then obviously the triple hitter with freeze on the A1 on each hit makes him a legend in Fire Knight Hard. So I'm going to go Cryodin, but there's probably a few others you could give it to as well.
Yeah, I think funny enough, that was the one I was thinking other than Dithey. Like Naya or Dryad Naya was definitely in the conversation too, but any of those three are so good. Like they're just awesome.
Yeah, I like Duden too. I actually like the Dude a lot, you know?
Duden he's legit. Okay, my worst, all right, I think this is like most of these champions I'd say are solid at least. There's not really a terrible champion in here, but I think if I'm probably picking one, I think I'm gonna go Cormac. I just am not really a big fan of his kit. I don't really think he brings a lot to the table. So I think I'd have to go Cormac here. Yeah,
I actually agree. I hate to be chalk here at the beginning of the video. I like disagreements, but
I can't blame nobody but me. I'm better than this. It's hard to resist.
Cormac, dude. He's like a, I don't know why, but sometimes I get him confused with my Celiac Priest Orn, just kind of the same visuals on their avatars or whatever.
Yeah.
But he's the lame one, you know, because like, dude, he's super slow, single target hitters, self-buffing, but who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like, all right.
Just doesn't do it.
All right. There's a couple other bad ones in there too, but let's move it on to Shadowkin. I'm up first. The best Shadowkin epic champion. Holy mackerel, bro. There's some good ones here. There's some good ones.
Oh.
I don't want to overthink this. I like a lot of them though. For me, it's between 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna go with. The weird thing is all three of them are like incredibly S tier, but all fairly niche at what they're S tier at, right?
Dude, I know exactly what you're thinking too, because I completely agree with you.
I'm gonna go Boro because she's a beast in Hydra. If you can ever get your hands on Mikage, she becomes like insane because she's joining in the A1s and the ally attack, and she just deals like more damage than legendaries in Hydra Clan Boss, which is arguably, whether your progression to try to get Mithrala or endgame to try to compete in Hydra Clash, the most important area of the game. So I'm gonna go Boro. I feel happy about it. A ton of damage.
Yeah, she is really freaking good, and this is why it's such a hard. I agree with you 100%. Such a hard decision here because these three champs that I'm thinking of too are also really good, but I do feel like they're mostly niche in certain areas. But just to be contrarian, I am actually going to go Taragi the Frog.
Okay, I just had him up on the screen. You can't see, but that was my guess. That was my guess.
I have no idea what you've got on your screen, but I'm going to go Taragi, and the reason why is I just think, first off, phenomenal champion for Clan Boss, which is so important early game. Definitely someone I would want on my team.
Bro, you should
right away.
Taragi the Frog.
Dude, I could totally pull it off. I've got the size. I might even have the breasts, frankly. You know what I mean? I think I can do it. I think we're very similar looking when you look at him. Like truly like a brother of mine.
I didn't mean it in an insulting way, bro.
No, I didn't think it insulting.
I was like hovering right over your shoulder on the screen. I'm like, hey,
the resemblance. It's uncanny, bro. It's uncanny. But I think I'm going Taragi. I love the poisons. I love the provoke. You can use him hypothetically even in stuff like Doom Tower for waves. I mean, obviously Clan Boss is where he shines, but since that's such an important part of the game, I think that's why I roll Taragi. I just want his utility a little bit more, but I wouldn't be upset at Oboro, and then also Genbo. That's the other one I really love is Genbo. I don't know which three you were thinking of, but those were the three that were in my head.
At the risk of offending everybody in the entire world, because Genbo is one of the most popular and most loved champions, I feel like he's fallen off a little bit, man. He doesn't do damage like he once did for me. I'm going to be contrarian here. I like Genbo a lot, don't get me wrong, but anyway, man, I digress. You know what? This is the most niche of niche champions, but I think that Fenshi is like a Fire Knight god. Granted, only Fire Knight normal, so like it is what it is. But dude, he has a triple hitter on a 2-turn cooldown with turn meter decrease, a triple hitter with decreased speed on his A1, but it's certainly not in the conversation of best overall. But I kind of like him. Who do you give the worst to?
Oh man, this is tough.
There's a lot of good ones here.
There are a lot of really solid ones.
Some you can get utility out of, even if they're not like super good.
Yeah,
you know,
that's the thing. Like a lot of these, you like they have a place. Like that's when I look at epics, I just want them to have a place. I don't expect them to do everything. I just want them to be good at potentially like one thing. And as long as they're good at one thing or one area, then I'm happy with the epic. I don't expect much more. I think I'm gonna go Umatogi. I think that's where I'm rolling here. I'm gonna go Umatogi. Nothing in her kit really makes me super excited, I guess. Like she's not horrific.
You're right.
But she's not great. And again, I think most of the epics in this faction are decent at least. So I think I'm gonna roll Umatogi.
Yeah, it's like cool that you can block damage, but like she's a single target damage dealer with some self buffs. I don't know, man. I agree with you. But I can't just keep agreeing with you. I was eyeing up. You know what? I've always hated Shinaru. I know some people like kind of say that she can do decent damage, but a 3-time at random and then a remove increased defense and an AoE. I just heard her, like, for a 1509, I heard her multipliers aren't that great, but then again, I've never actually maxed out Shinora, so maybe I'm, Jurigen, what do you think about that guy? I think he kind of sucks too.
I was kind of thinking Jurigen as well. I don't think Jurigen is an epic that I would want to invest in, so I was torn between him and between Umatogi, but the one thing about Jurigen is, wait, is he in the Mikage fusion? Is he not? Am I making this up?
I think you're making it up. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Maybe you're all right.
Never mind. Jurigen sucks.
I forgot the epics. I only remember the legendaries. Kira and what's her face? Tatsu, right?
Okay. Well, yeah, Jurigen sucks, whether he's in the fusion or not. So yeah, there you go. Screw Jurigen.
All right, well, dwarf time. Who's your favorite dwarf? This is already off the rails, man.
Am I going first in this one?
Am I going first again? Or
no, it is me. You're right. It is me. You're right. Okay. Dwarves. Who we got here? Let's see. I think I'm rolling favorite dwarf. Oh, dude. Oh, man. Oh, this is really hard.
Yeah. There's
some really good ones in here. But again, like, we're taking this from the approach of who I want to have on my account, right? Like who I'm picking if I'm starting fresh.
I should have prefaced with that, but like the stupid game we're playing here, guys, and you can play along if you want, right? Is Plarium comes to us and they say like, oh, you're starting a brand new account, you can stock them lock and load it with whoever you want, So there we go. Okay. Those are the parameters. Who are you gonna go with?
This is still really freaking tough. I am absolutely torn, but I think I'm going to go with. I'm gonna go Geomancer. Yeah, I'm doing it. This is really hard, man.
I know.
This is really tough. But I think Geomancer, just because he can be used in
don't overthink
so many areas of content, whether it's Hydra, whether it's Clan Boss, whether it's freaking the different dungeons and all that stuff. Iron Twins, like Geomancer is an epic that, in my opinion, is really actually a legendary. The Turn Me to Steel, the HP burn, the insane passive. I freaking love Geomancer, and it's like really hard because there are a couple incredible dwarf epics, but I think I got to go Geomancer.
I agree. I think, like I told you, like I don't want to overthink it. It's Geo. But I'll just to pick another one. I'll go Demitha. That was who it was between, right? For you? Yeah.
That's exactly who it was between. 100%.
Block damage, continuous heal, like a great healer between the A2 and the A3 continuous heals and the 3-turn cooldown. You can do so many things, Clan Boss and beyond with Demitha. Just progression should be great too. Shout out to Morag. I don't consider her in the same tier as Demitha and Geo, but I love her. Who's the worst, man? I guess I'm up for the worst here, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Who do I think is the worst? Oh, man. There's actually there's not a really, really baddie here to me, Yeah. I'm gonna go with Fodbor. Now, you can definitely get utility out of him because he's an AoE decreased defense champion, but granted, it's a 4-turn cooldown. He feels very faction war specific. He has a decent, control on a single target on the A2, but he's not a champion that's going to help me out in a lot of areas outside of faction wars or very niche Centranos or something.
Yeah. I'm kind of leaning the same way, honestly. Yeah. I don't think.
Because he's not someone I would want a little bit more to the table, I feel like,
Yeah, well, I just like that, or like the only other one that I would think, and I haven't really used this champion, but like Ragnar Goldgleam would be the other one that I'm not super jazzed about.
He has that pass.
He's got kind of a weird kit, I think, is the biggest thing. You know what I mean? Like there's some utility there, but it's just a little hard to use. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go Ragnar. I would.
That's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Yeah, Ragnar, Fodbor, either one.
I practically forgot. It's similar to you. I forgot what he did. Honestly, it's been a long time since I looked at that dude. Yeah.
If you think about it, picking the bad one is the hardest thing because realistically, you never invest in these champions because you know they're bad. You're not like, I can't wait to 6-star Ragnar. Oh boy.
You know what? At least Fodbar, at least he can get an AoE decreased defense. But Ragnar, I just read his kit and I still don't know what he does.
Dude, that's
like, what the hell?
I don't know what the hell he does either.
Something with a shield or something?
I mean, whatever, I guess.
All right. Nice Revenant. My favorite, the best Nice Revenant epic in the game is going to be now this is probably the worst faction because they're the best faction. There's so many good ones. I am going to go with Dang, I would put it, guys, for viewers at home, I'm torn between this one up here and this one over here and this one over here. Maybe even this one. But I'm going to go with this one. I'm going to go Rector Drath. I think that, like, there's not that many champions in the game that have Perfect Veil, and they're all on a 4-turn cooldown, so Rector has that. She also has a really, really good revive. She's also fast for an epic champion. You know, and a great healer. The only downside is she takes forever. She slows down your runs like hell because of this passive. Have you seen it before, Drock? Have you done Rector Drath stuff?
Well, yeah, I've used her back in the day a ton.
Heals anytime an ally under a veil or per veil gets a turn, and it takes so long, the animation, that it adds like 2 minutes to your runs. But other than that, she's great, you know, and Perfect Veil is hard to find. Just a really, really solid revive, single target reviver. Who would you go with?
Yeah, she is really good. She's definitely in the conversation. This is a pick that actually I think would be close to your heart as well. But I'll never forget when I pulled this champion back in the days before I was a Kraken. Ooh. I literally, Ash, I freaking screamed. I was so excited.
I'm gonna guess this.
It's gonna be Miscreated Monster for me. And you know what? I just
great choice.
I love this dude. I know he's OG. I know he's old school. I know a lot of people are going to be like, bro, he's definitely eclipsed by Rector or by Whisper or Skullcrown or all these other great champions that are in this faction. But there's just something. Man. I
like it. I applaud you.
He's just big old shield.
I love Frank.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Ally protect. He's continuously healing. The dude is still to this day useful in a lot of areas of content. I love me some Monster, baby. I love me some Monster.
Were you playing when he was released, man? Were you playing?
So shortly after, I started in 2021, and Miscreated Monster was one of the first like good epics that I ever pulled, and it's why I was so excited, because I was like, oh my god, I can do Spider now. I can freaking do better in Clan Boss with the Ally Protect. You know, that's dude, why I love
Frank. He's the intro on my Champion Guide channel, and he is I had just started playing when he was released. So it was him and Madame Ceres and Harvest Jack and Brackus the Shifter were the Halloween champions. And dude, they don't make him like him anymore, man. Like Frankenstein being added to the game, or Frankenstein's monster or whatever. Dude, it's just like such a cool aesthetic about him, you know, like for an epic too. Like I never get excited about epics like I got excited about him, you know? So he's a good choice, man.
Absolutely. And like the intro, like watching your videos when I was first starting out, and like the Miscreated Monster breaking the glass and stuff, like that's also part of it too. So it's a nostalgic pick. What can I say? There's
a lot of bad ones too, though. Here, who are you going to go with for a baddie?
There are definitely some bad ones here.
I've invested in a lot of these bad ones for that guide channel.
You probably know better than me, like what the absolute worst is. But good. There's actually a couple really bad ones there.
Screw it up. There's a lot of bad ones. Yeah.
I think I'm gonna roll with Crypt Witch.
Sure.
Sure. I'm gonna roll Crypt Witch.
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
I just, you know, like random attack is not the most useful stuff. You know what I mean? Like single target decreased defense. If it ends up on one person, or you know, you just don't know where you're going to end up with this. The kit doesn't really get me excited.
And
I don't know.
More defense, but predicated on her having to be faster as a single target nuker. I don't know, man. Weird.
Not a Crypt Witch, man.
Yeah, I heard she can hit like decently hard if the stars align, you know. But anyway, there's a lot of bad ones here. But I've always really hated Ashma. Man, I have this series that I do where I build anybody that I pull, and I'm like, I pulled her, and I'm like, dude, she looks kind of cool. Like maybe I slept on. I think she was a fusion epic or something once upon a time.
Yeah.
An AoE weaken, like that's super solid, right? And then a chance of duration. Dude, now reading her kit again, bro. Like I'm not sure if I can put her as worst.
Now you know who is the worst.
But like I remember thinking it was so underwhelmed. Like the weakest of weak multipliers, so all you're getting is an AoE weaken. But even that's not that bad. I'm gonna change my vote, bro. I'm sorry. I know people love Deathless. I know they love her. She can be fun, you know?
Ooh.
But dude, no one really uses her, right? Like it's always a ha, everybody's dead, so she did a lot of damage. But you don't build teams so that everybody dies, so hopefully one champion can maybe kill them. It's not like she revives them after they're dead. Like if she doesn't kill everybody, you're screwed. So I don't know, like I love the ingenuity and the creativity of the kit. But like, other than just having a little bit of fun, which is a game after all, like, I don't think she's good.
I've got another one that I think is really bad that I just remembered that I actually fed. Necro Hunter. Necro Hunter sucks.
He's bad. He got a buff too, dude.
He's bad. Necro Hunter sucks. So that would be the other one that really angers me when I see him.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about a lot of bads. There's even more bads, but let's go to Dark Elves. We'll be here all day. I'm gonna go. Am I up first?
You're up first. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
We both get confused all the time.
I know my worst, but you get to get the worst first. To me, it's Dark Kael, not close. Boom. I love Dark Kael. I think he's one of the top epics in the game. The AoE decrease attack is great for minimizing damage. He's increasing duration of all debuffs. He's placing 3 poisons. Poison sensitivity, great for clan boss, great for dragon, obviously. But he's also great for kind of end game Ice Golem hard because he can combust or instantly activate HP burns off of his A1 ability as well. He also can mitigate critical hits of bosses, which is 15%, which is exactly what you need. So I think that for the 3rd champion you get, I think, in Doom Tower or Secret Rooms, he's exceptional. Who do you go with?
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. He is the best in the faction. I'm gonna pick someone different, just to give a little variety, and that's my girl, Madam Saris, baby, Madam Saris.
Okay,
you know why? Because when you had her back in the day before polymorph, and you were faster. It was just, it was clapping cheeks, Ash. You were clapping cheeks. You were stripping. You were freaking decreasing the defense, decreasing attack. I mean, this was another epic that when I pulled her, I was freaking out. She's void. You know what I mean? Like, she's void and her abilities are nasty. And it's like, I hate that you don't use her anymore because of polymorph. But like,
it's
Madam's
so
and Ash, just look at this beautiful witch. I mean, she's got bats flying around her.
Update, bro. The same,
dude.
It's this Miscreated Monster update.
That one just hit different for me. You know what I mean? So I got Miscreated Monster. I want Madam Saris too.
It's making me miss Halloween time. Do you like Halloween or no?
I do. My favorite holiday. My favorite holiday, bar none.
Okay. I love that call out, man. I mean, I love Madam Saris. Remember when they nerfed her? She might have been the last epic that they ever nerfed in the game because they never nerf epics. But they took it from, this used to be a 3-turn book down to a 3-turn, a 5-turn book down to 3 on the Midnight Ritual. When she was a 3-turn cooldown, she was like one of the best PvE debuffers because she had decreased attack and decreased defense and buff removal on a 3-turn. It's insane. But it didn't really matter because they buffed her they nerfed her in PvE, but she was dominating in PvP, which doesn't really matter, which is kind of ironic. But anyway.
Funny.
Who's your worst? This is some bad ones here.
Yeah, there's some really bad ones here that I definitely have not invested in. I'm going to go Krakarth. And you know why? Because this is the last... Krakarth. I don't know. This guy sucks. Krakarth, man. Wait, is it actually?
I think so.
This woman. Wow, it is a woman. I actually did not realize that. I did not see the breasts. My bad.
Worries. They usually make it very obvious.
This one doesn't look like Madam Saris. We'll just put it like that. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not taking this one to prom.
She's the final Doom Tower normal champion you get.
Final champion, and her kit is so underwhelming, and you have to work for literally years to get her, and she's so trash. It's like, she's just really freaking bad. Her kit sucks. So I'm going Krakarth.
Yeah, dude, like you're working so hard to get a strengthen and a shield on a 7-turn cooldown down to 4, It's not worth it, man. I'm going to give it to Krakarth could have been my pick, but I'm going to give it to Warden. Oh man, Warden really, really, really stinks. First of all, 1 billion books on this dude. And he's an old school champion, but man, he's so bad. Check it out. He's got a weak version of Weaken on his A1, like weak version of Weaken for 8 books, for 8 levels, I should say. Then he's got an AoE decrease attack, but it's not even 100%, and it's a 4-turn. And then, hey, good news, he's got the small version of increased defense.
He takes 19 books, dude.
Yeah,
I just counted it up.
Dude. And then you look at his A3, and it scales off of attack.
Attack and defense. I know. I just saw that.
This guy, he's really, really bad. Really bad. And he was bad back in the day because you could kind of talk yourself into him, like way back in the day. But now it's just even more staggering like how the power creep, like the weak version of buffs and debuffs on an epic, like that doesn't happen anymore, man. They really need to go in and buff him. All right.
Dude, yes. Where are the epic buffs, Plarium? Okay,
Come on,
please.
man.
Where are the epic buffs?
They're doing a good job addressing the legendaries, but maybe just throw one epic in there a month. Like throw us a bone, you know? It's
how
not
about
that hard,
three?
right?
How about 3 epics a month and 3 legendaries a month? 6 per month. We can do it. I believe.
It's not that hard. Come on. Okay, Undead Horde time, man.
It's just me or just you?
This is gonna be you.
No, it's just yes.
Me?
It is. It is. It is me. You're right. I literally can't remember every
We're
single
awful
time.
at this, man.
Incredible.
There's some
Okay,
good ones
this
here,
is
though. There's some good ones.
this is there's actually some really good ones here. Oh man, I am so torn. You know what? I have to go with my boy. This dude absolutely carried me in the free-to-play challenge. I knew he was good, and then I did the challenge and I was like, dang, he is really good. And that is Vogoth. I freaking love Vogoth. This guy is so underrated. He's so much better than I realized. Not just for like arena. Back in the day, he was a platinum arena monster before they nerfed him. But even outside of that, this dude carries in content. He carries in PvE. His heals in boss battles, his provokes in waves. I freaking love this champion. I am so turned on by Vogoth in spite of his ghastly appearance. I love this dude. I love him.
He's got a good figure. I 100% agree, man. Nether Spider, Fire Knight, Ice Golem. He got a triple hitter on his A1. I mean, this guy, and then all the heals and the leech and stuff like that. The provoke, as you mentioned, a great choice. Man, just to call out some, I love Dark Elhain. I love Husk. I love Mausoleum Mage and Seeker. Seeker's still so unique, but I would have probably gotten cute and chosen Seeker maybe before Wixwell. But now it's just like Bat Eaters. I mean, poor Deadwood Jedi, bro. That guy, like, Wixwell, like, tried to do a number on his channel, man. I mean, like, it killed Demon Lord. Anybody who has Wixwell, it's just like, yep, plug and play at this point, you know?
Yeah.
Mausoleum Mage, I'm going to give it to you, man. I've always loved Mausoleum Mage. I think he's, like, obviously, there's legendaries and such that are better than him, but to have the 50% decreased speed on his A1, the increased crit rate, increased defense, and block debuffs on a 3-turn cooldown, like, really good ability, not just to activate Seer, but obviously that's one of the most common use cases. But then the A3, man, it's a 4-turn, which is, you know, that kind of sucks, but it's a full cleanse with a turn meter fill, with a heal. He's the best. I think he's probably the best epic cleanser in the game, considering everything he's doing on this ability. So I would give it to Mausoleum.
He's great. I mean, and also I remember back like watching your videos years ago. He was a big part of a lot of your teams back then. You would throw him in.
He was one of
a lot
faves,
of stuff.
Yeah. For whatever reason, I remember like people really hated him, or not hated, but they didn't think he was good back in the day. And I'm like, dude, this guy's a beast. All right, we're already at Demonspawn, and I'm up. Oh, wait, we didn't do worse.
Worse. We gotta do worse.
All right, I'm up.
Yes, you're up.
Yeah.
You're up.
I'm up. The worst. Well, there's some bad ones here. I've always harbored some hatred towards Dark Aethel. People like her. She's a login reward champion. She's got an AoE decreased speed. The bad news, 75% land rate and a 4-turn cooldown. Can't get too excited about that. I heard she can do some things. If like there's 100 spiderlings alive, she can deal a little bit of damage, but that's not enough to get me excited. I'm going to give it to Dark Aethel. However, maybe there's a lot of bad ones here, to be fair. So maybe there is somebody who's a little bit more one-dimensional, but who are you going to give it to?
Yeah, she's definitely in the running for me, and I thought about it.
Schools here, man.
Yeah, because she just doesn't do a ton of damage in spite of having these AoEs where you're thinking, oh, dude, sick. She's got multiple AoEs. She's going to do damage. And then you put her in and you're like, oh my God, she's super underwhelming.
Yeah.
So I feel like she would be the one that I would pick because I just really hate her. But if I wasn't going her, I might go something like Lich. I think Lich is kind of meh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does have a turn meter decrease, but it's only on one champion. I guess you could use him for faction wars, but I just would never want to 6-star him. So probably Dark Aethel is the one I would pick more than anything else, though. Yeah.
Dude, what a selfish ability on the Cocoon by Lich too, man. Increased defense and a heal on himself on a 3-turn. Come on, man.
Just himself.
Get out of here with that.
Weak sauce.
Baltus too. I don't like that guy either.
Yeah.
Plenty of call outs there. Demonspawn time. The #1 best Demonspawn. I'm gonna do it again, bro. Is it me?
I think it's you.
All right. I'm just gonna do a tally here. Let me get a pen.
I can't wait to see the comments. Like, guys, do you know how to count?
Like, this is what happens when you get old and try to make YouTube videos here. All right. I'm gonna go with #1 best Demonspawn epic. To me, it is. I usually don't go nukers here, but I think it's Magnar. This dude's tanky. He's I think he's the best. I would say he's the best epic nuker in the game. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know. He's got a debuff spread. He's the wave clearer. He's the dude that, you can use obviously in Doom Tower with his aura. He just smacks, man. He just smacks. Want someone who's going to do damage in the arena on a go first or go second team because he's tanky enough. Look no further than Magnar. Might not have the most overall utility, but he's one of my favorite. He's the top nuker, so I'm going to give it to him.
I do love him.
You like him? Yeah.
I do love Magnar. Like, especially now that you can empower him, he's gotten a lot better too, comparatively for nukers. But I think, all right, I'm torn between two. There are a couple really good ones. I think if I'm looking strictly at PvE, I gotta go Allure, who I think is still super useful.
Yeah.
With the A1. I mean, obviously she's not a Fire Knight hard champion anymore, but she's great for progression. And then also, like, you can
Dark
still
Fae
use her.
too.
Dark was just gonna say Dark Fae. But I'm actually not going to go Allure. Surprise! Gotcha. You know where I'm going? This champion never gets love. It's Umbral Enchantress. And I'll tell you why.
Because on Allure, though, with Nature's Bounty, too, you can upgrade that decreased defense, just as a side note. But go on. Yeah.
You can. She's really good. Allure is the smart choice. But
I like Umbral, too. Yeah.
Umbral, you know why? Because when I pulled Umbral back in the day, she just supercharged my ability to improve arena teams.
Yeah.
And that 2-turn provoke is so incredibly good. Like, people don't realize how broken she is if you can go first. And like, that's changed a lot because of Stone Skin. But then again, at the low levels, when you're having to do all these arena quests, you still don't run into a lot of people in Stone Skin sets. No. And I will say this, she is way better than people realize in also Hydra. Because of the block buffs, which is massive. 3-turn block buff is so big in Hydra that is just disgustingly good. And on top of that, she's also a great wave clearer because of the provoke as well. She's like a cheat code because she's void. You don't ever worry about weak hits. So I'm going Umbral, baby. Give me Umbral.
100% agree with you, man. She was in contention too. I was kind of looking at the same trio that we've talked about here initially. There's some good ones other than that, but we're here to talk about the bad ones now. So who is the worst? Go
God,
for it.
The worst. Okay, there are a couple bad ones in this.
Yeah.
There are a couple of real bad ones actually now that I'm looking through. I think I'm gonna go Tanix because I really just hate this champion. I
know, dude. I like okay. I don't think Tanix is good per se, but
she's not your word.
She was for me. Like, honest, this is right when she was introduced, but she allowed me to clear Demonspawn faction wars because I had no healers at all. I didn't have Duchess or anything, And even though it's a pathetic little heal, it was like, I have it. So I have a sentimental spot for her, but I can't argue,
I respect it. I respect that immensely. I really hate this champion. I just got her on my free-to-play account. I'm never gonna build her. She's like my Harrier.
Aw, man.
I despise her.
Tanix.
Actually, my Harrier is Harrier.
Decreased speed is not that bad. Not that 100% on a 3-turn.
I'm biased.
I know.
For sure.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna go Scion.
Yeah.
Scion.
Yeah.
Problem with this dude is he just doesn't hit that hard. Really, he's meant to be a nuker, and he has a self cleanse. And then I don't know. The bummer about him, the big bummer, is like I hate when they do this, dude. On the A3, he places his buffs after the attack, bro.
Yeah,
like
makes no sense.
Come on, man. And it only lasts one turn. It's like a slap in the face. It only lasts one turn. He does this big AoE nuke, and then you have increased attack or increased crit damage for one turn, and when it's on cooldown. Like, what the frick?
He's definitely worse. Okay,
Come on,
I'm convinced. I take it back. Tanix, I'm sorry. Scion, God, you are awful.
Like, why?
You're so right.
That is like, just get rid of it. Don't even put it there if you're gonna do that. Like, that's ridiculous. All right. We're on to orcs, man. We're on to orcs. And you're first.
I am first. Yeah. Yes. Wait, I am, right? Yeah, yes, I am first. Fantastic. Ooh. Okay. There's some juicy ones in this one
obvious,
for sure.
But there is
an obvious, but there are a couple really good ones. Who would I really want to start an account with? This is tricky.
Yeah, because Seer's not going to be a carry right away.
She's definitely not. Like, Seer is my end game choice for sure because she does clear a ton of waves super fast. But I think I'm actually going to go Tagawar. Tagawar.
Tagore?
Tagore. Yeah, Tagawar. I don't know.
Tagawar sounds like it's probably right, but I like Tagore.
Tagore.
I can't believe you're going Tagore, bro. I love this guy. I'm a card carrying member. Yeah.
He's really good. First off, revive everybody, which is incredible, right? For so much content. Yep. And he's placing his shield.
He can place that shield without the revive too. He doesn't say it, but he can, you know?
Yes. Yep. And he's decreasing your damage. And by the way, he's placing the big version of increased speed on everybody and healing. Like Tagawar, whatever. Incredible. I just think he's a really good champ. Really good.
Man, you stole my pick because I love this dude. As a matter of fact, this is not like a paid endorsement, but I do have a download link with Tagore. So if you guys want to start an account with him, I'll try to remember to include it. But man, like, you can start your account with him on that. Like, and imagine having this dude to start out, man. Like you said, I mean, you said everything there is to say, but the damage mitigation, even the A1 with the increased defense big version for 2 turns on the ally with lowest current HP, like exactly who needs it. The cool thing about this A1 is you can exploit it with like an ally attacker, you know, and like be landing it all over the place, like out of his turn as well. Really underrated and very good champion. But I think I would probably go Seer. But I acknowledge that you're going to get a lot more out of Tagore in the early game. He's going to really skyrocket your progression. But with Seer, like, you might not get her for a long time. She's a void, you know? So, like, and I really want that karma burn, you know? I want to save time, precious time in this game. But there's a few other good ones, obviously, here, too. Like, the Duck is or Duke or whatever.
I love Duck.
Super underrated. But it's time for worst here. So...
Who you got, Ash? Who you got? Who's the worst?
I forgot who's up, but I'm gonna go with. I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot what Manuka does. Let me look.
Maruka, you mean?
Maruka. Yeah, she looks pretty bad. Bad. I'm going to go with her. There's a reason I didn't know what she did. A revive on death on a 4-turn cooldown and a single target cleanse. Nah, pass. I'm going to go with her.
Woo, super exciting.
There's some bad ones. There's some other bad ones.
Yeah, there are definitely some bad ones. I think I'm going to
really bad or no? Fire Knight he's going to do, right?
Yeah,
he's pretty bad.
Yeah, he's not great either. Right. Terrabee's definitely bad. I just really dislike this champion. I'm gonna go Bonekeeper. I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good one too. Yeah,
all single target. That's really not exciting. Maruka definitely in the conversation too, but I just feel like Bonekeeper. In no world would I ever want to invest in this champion for content in today's day and age.
I know, it's like. The big payoff is a 15% turn meter fill if you kill an enemy. Like, come on, man.
Oh, baby, look out.
Like, hello.
Better watch out for Bonekeeper. Here she comes. Bonekeeper is not my favorite.
Tolf is really bad, too.
Tolf is bad, too.
Really bad. Yep. All right. So there's some choices. Who would you guys go with? All right. Skinwalker, and it's my turn. It's my turn. I love how I'm actually writing down now the names. Now I'm just pausing every. All right, not any better for the viewers. The best. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with. It's kind of a mixed bag in this faction, huh? Like, there's
I was just looking at that. It's so interesting how much.
Yeah,
there's just a lot of disparity between some factions. Some factions are stacked, right? Like, you're like, oh my god, I'm so excited. And then other factions, you're just thinking, how the hell am I going to complete faction wars if I don't get legendaries in this faction?
Exactly.
Like, how am I going to do it? Like, it's crazy.
I guess Steel Skull in that case, Horrorfies, like, there's some good supports here, but there's some interesting champions like a Basher, obviously. But I'm gonna go with a Kemptum. I think he's truly like the more of an elite, like, modern Void epic that we hope for, with the triple hitter on a 3-turn cooldown. Arguably, well, the best hex applier for an epic, probably one of the top in the entire game. And he can dish out a lot of damage because of not only does he have a triple hitter as well on the A1, but he also, his passive, Hexblood, right? He's going to be inflicting damage from a poison whenever they receive damage. So really, really good. Can dish out a sneaky amount of damage, has a speed in all battles aura, which is really good, especially for an epic. He'd be my choice. What about you?
Yeah, I'm definitely picking a Kentham. Okay. I mean, he's usable in a lot of content as well. You can throw him in Hyperlit. You can throw him in also hypothetically Fire Knight because the multi-hitters.
Yes.
Hex is really, really good. It's such an improved debuff from when it was launched. I think, Kempton to me has the clear best kit out of anybody in this faction. I think you can make an argument for people like Frenzy because of HP burn and stuff like that, but I just don't think she's in the same class.
Yeah, Frenzy I actually like a lot. She has an AoE provoke as well on a 4-turn, but it's just the random nature of the burn. I can't get behind it. She's not trash, but it's hard to pick her. Okay, Worst time. I forgot who's first, but I'll go.
You want to go? Yeah, go for it.
No, go. You go.
No.
It's between two for me. It's between these 3. Oh, there's a lot of bad ones here. There's a lot of bad ones.
Bad ones in this faction. Some real bad ones,
bro. Who you gonna go with? You go. You're the guest.
All right, I'll go first. Okay. I'm sorry, but Yaga the Insatiable is horrifically bad.
I had a feeling you were gonna go with Yaga.
You get him as a free reward, and you're like, why? What is the point? Like, he's just really, really, really bad. His kit is all single target, all not doing much at all. Just like not even a good poisoner. Yaga is not.
Outlaw Monk is a better poisoner than Yaga, a uncommon champion.
It's so true.
Especially considering you don't have to expend all these stupid books. It's ridiculous. It's hard to argue with Yaga, honestly, but just to throw one out there. I really don't think Rain Beast is good anymore at all. But I think the White Bear is really bad. The White Bear.
Yes.
Ursine. Ursine.
Yeah. Ursine.
The Black Bear isn't that bad. He's not like an all-star, but an AoE for a decreased crit rate. That's basically what you're getting out of this dude. An AoE decreased crit rate with no damage.
Such a bummer. As a bear lover, I'm really sad about it. You know what I mean? Like, he looks sick. He looks like he would be fearsome and scary. But no.
Yeah, dude. It decreases the damage all allies receive from critical hits by 15%. Fills his champion's turn meter by 5%. So even his critical hit mitigation is so niche. You're not going to use him in the arena. So what you're gonna there's only a 15% chance for a boss to crit anyway, and then you're only reducing it by 15% damage.
Yeah.
It's trash. It's really bad. Yeah. Okay.
He's really bad.
He's really bad, man. He looks so cool. I wish the Bears were good, man.
Yeah, they need to buff the Bears.
Buff the Bears.
Okay, we need a campaign to buff the Bears. Come on.
I agree, man. Buff the Bears. It rolls off the tongue. They were the Battle Pass champ. Remember the OG Battle Pass, Whirlum Frost King?
Dude, I actually didn't play when the Battle Pass came out. I think I was just after that, but I heard about
Frozen Banshee, Grave Chill Killer, both the Bears, and Whirlum Frost King was the final reward. And then they never brought it back. Battle Pass was one and done after that.
I can see why it was one and done after that. Oh, my Lord.
Frozen Banshee was great.
Frozen Banshee is great. Frozen Banshee is great.
But yeah, that was the highlight of the entire track, just the rare that you get. Lizardmen time. Man, they need to add more Lizardmen. There's still a small group here. You're up first here.
I am up first. Okay, there are a couple really, really good Lizardmen epics. That's the one nice thing about this is like there are some true top tier epics in this faction. Man, I think I'm gonna roll.
I think I know who you're gonna go with.
Jeez, this is actually really hard.
Of a guy over here, guys.
I think I am going to roll with. Oh, dude, I don't know. This is hard, Ash. This is really tough. Okay, I'm gonna roll Aox. I'm rolling Aox.
Oh, I was wrong.
I'm curious who you're thinking I was gonna roll, but I just pulled this guy on my free to play account. He's helping me in my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team. Like he's really, really, really good in that. I actually use him still, hilariously enough, on my endgame account for Iron Twins, which is hilarious. But I feel like this guy just has a lot more utility than people realize. Increasing the length of debuffs is so powerful. And the fact that he's giving you decreased attack and decreased crit rate can be like sneaky good along with that turn meter decrease. If it wasn't him, it would have been probably Venomage for me.
That was who I guessed.
Yeah, I was really torn between the two. Is that who you're picking or who you're rolling with?
That is who I'm going to pick, yes.
Yeah.
But it's a good call out. Aox is, I was also impressed when I built him for the guide channel. I was like, okay, I get what everybody's talking about on this dude because I heard about him. Like everybody's like, Aox is a beast, you know? And I'm like, I get it. I think the Skathix is pretty fun, pretty good. But I would give it to Venomage. Venomage is just so special and has a unique, you know, for epic.
Yeah.
The AoE heal reduction is great. Also with the poisons, I mean, I used her against like the Nether Spider. Fantastic for heal reduction there. And then you have the decreased defense, big version, and decreased attack, big version if the target's under poison, which they're always going to be when Venomage is on the team. You have the heal reduction damage mitigation, which is, it gives another reason to have heal reduction, which is a pretty niche debuff to have. And then of course the instant activation of 2 poisons before Dark Kale came along. I think she was the only activator on an A1 for epics. So I think she's still like a really, really good all around and pretty unique epic.
Wait, it's a she? I thought really?
Yeah, this bro. Come on, you can't tell?
There are no I seriously can't tell.
Wait a second.
Wait,
we have another problem. We're gonna get canceled, bro. I know it.
I'm totally gonna get you canceled. I'm so sorry.
This is bad. I'm gonna try to investigate the gender on Venomage because hellhades.com they're probably gonna have like she'll be great in this.
Do they say? Yeah, do they say?
I'm gonna look right now. But while we do that, give us the worst while I look up Venomage's gender.
Now, rereading her kit, now I'm kind of like, I think you might actually be right. She actually probably is the best, which is hilarious. Okay, I think for the worst, I'm gonna go with. I really don't use this champion, so maybe I'm off base here, but I really don't think Drake is super good.
No,
kind of doesn't do
base.
Like Drake is all, you know, single solo target type stuff.
She's a female confirmed. Female confirmed.
Oh my god! How am I? Apparently, if they don't have, okay, whatever. Yeah, Venomage. She definitely is really good. It's really bad.
Very bad.
Yeah.
I think Drake is one of the worst epics actually in the game. Just really a 4-turn decreased speed. I don't know. Death from Above I used to really enjoy it when I was like a really, really new player. Like, look at this. You can just keep going and going and going. But it's like now it doesn't matter at all, like Relic Keeper style, you know?
Yeah, I was just going to say Relic Keeper is what it reminds me of. Yeah, so Drake is my pick for sure.
I think that's a great choice. And I would also go with Drake actually. But just to be a little different here, I might go with... Oh, by the way, I really like Jizzo.
You just did a video on him, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought I saw that.
Trash. Like I talked so much crap about this dude, like Yaga style, for so long. But like it's a niche role, but he's like a really elite provoker. Anyway, I digress. He's not the best though. I'm gonna go with. I know she deals a lot of damage, but I'm not a fan of Z Itchy or however the hell you say her name. Just because she's a single target damage dealer that it takes you forever to get, you know?
Yeah.
She's self buffs, which is nice, and she can do some decent damage, but that's not enough for me. All right.
Yeah.
Ogryn Tribe. I'm up.
You are up. You are up.
Okay.
Yes.
This one, This one's gonna be tough for me.
There's some real good ones in this one for sure.
Yeah, it's not gonna be tough now because I overlooked my Ugo. I think the Ugo is the best. I think she's still one of the top epics in the game. You know, decreased defense on an AoE, fantastic, but with the block buffs makes her an elite Hydra, you know, having both of those debuffs on the same skill. And then her Uga's Brew is so good. You know, it's a really solid heal based on her HP, 20%. You're removing one random debuff, but sometimes that's all you need, especially a True Fear, you know, or whatever, as Provoke. And then, yeah, I mean, like, it has the emergency heal thing, or a revive that never really happens, at least to me. Like, that's like seeing a solar eclipse, is seeing the Ugo, seeing the Ugo revive. You're like, oh, she's reviving! It's like you gotta screenshot that. But yeah, otherwise, though, an incredibly good kit. Has the leech on the A1 too, very nice. I think Ugo is the best, even though there's some really, really good ones here. Who are you gonna go with?
She is really good and someone I really want on the free to play so badly because of that block buffs. I think if I'm not going Ugo, I'd go Maneater. Like, the tough thing with Maneater, of course, is you kind of need two to really get the most out of him, which is where it's hard.
He's still a good choice, though.
But so here's the thing too. Like, he actually makes a massive difference in faction war stuff, and then also for like certain boss content where you can get away with having an unkillable. You know what I mean? Like, he also can be sneaky good in that kind of stuff as well. I do agree with you. I think Ugo would be the one that has more utility that I'd probably want to have more. But if you're saying, hey, Drock, we're going to give you 2 man-eaters, then I'm going to pick, like, you know, double man-eater. You know what I mean?
I mean, this has been said before, but people vastly underrate his A1 and his A2. Both are very good, right? Like, turn meter depletion and steal, essentially, on a 3-turn. And then, which is obviously fantastic in areas like Fire Knight or like basically anywhere, you know, for the Dark Fae. But then for wave content, having a decrease attack on all enemies with an A1 is so strong. Like, you could basically permanently keep it up, you know? So it's a great choice. I was gonna give a shout out to Skrank too. I think he's the best epic burner in the game. An AoE burn with turn meter fill on a void champion. So yeah, there's some, and Grush is really good. There's a few others too. So but now it's time for worst. Who do you got for your worst?
I'm going Grunch, man. I'm going Grunch.
Okay, Grunch.
This is a champion. I remember I pulled him when I first started, and I thought he was like, oh wow, like he's good, he's decent. But over time, I mean, bomb champions just aren't good for the most part. There are some
on this dude. Look at this A1.
Yeah, and like, he requires an insane amount of books, like, which is just like, it's so crazy. Some of these epic champions are like 15 to 20 books, which is brutal. And then some are 9 to 10, which you're like, okay, this is more reasonable. But I just think Grunch really isn't someone I would want to invest in. The bomb isn't a strong bomb. The chance isn't 100% on top of that. So you're not even guaranteed to land a bomb. And it's only one bomb on top of that, which makes him really kind of useless. Like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, he does a cleanse. Awesome, that's great, but just the rest of his kit doesn't make sense. Like, nah,
I hear you.
I don't like Grunch.
There's a lot that I do like here. I actually like Claude, Siege Hulk, and Lorne. Have you ever looked at Lorne the Cutter?
Dude, Lorne, I use Lorne. Lorne is actually a lot better than people realize.
Really good, like really good.
He can do damage. Like, Lorne
really can. He can do a ton of damage.
Yes.
Let's see. I kind of like Wasgar. I don't think he's the best, but I like him. I think that Gruckus is solid. I'm gonna go with Cage Breaker. He's always been very underwhelming to me. You know, like a 4-time at random with a chance of placing a sleep, bruh. Come on, man. That's it.
Elite skill.
And then he has an extra turn, 4-turn cooldown if you kill an enemy that just doesn't hit that hard, you know? So I think he's been power crept. He was never great, and now he's been power crept on top of that. So we'd love to see a buff there. Towering Titan too isn't he pretty bad?
Yeah, he's not great.
4-time at random with the increased defense on a 4-turn. Yeah. All right. Okay. Final home stretch here, man, and it looks like I'm up first.
No, I'm up.
I forgot to cross off my name.
You went first that time with Ugo.
Okay.
And now I go. Yes, I'm doing it. I'm remembering, Ash. I'm remembering.
Good job, man. Okay. I'm writing the damn names down, and I'm still screwing it up. Oh, I forgot to cross off the name.
I love doing these lists. It's so much fun. Okay. All right. So Barbarians.
Some good and some
Barbarians,
bad. Some good and some bad.
There's definitely some solid ones in here. Definitely some bad ones.
Yeah.
But I think for me, if I'm starting an account, I want Farrakhan. Give me the Fat Man. Give me the Fat Man, baby, because the ally attack is just so good.
Yep.
Incredible for clan boss. You know what I mean? Like he's obviously bringing some buffs, not the best buffs, but just on the ally attack alone, that's such a useful skill when you start an account.
It really is.
So just off of that, I'm picking Farrakhan, like for sure.
Okay, I'm gonna go, dude. I would go also with Fat Man, by the way. But I want to pick a different one just for the heck of it, you know? And I'm tempted to go, it's kind of between, I'm going to get Haikatun for free anyway, or she be in contention. I think the Sky Touch is very fun, but, you know.
That was your girl back in the day.
It was my girl back in the day.
That was your girl.
The whole killing herself is tough to
it's
tough
rough.
to stomach nowadays, you know. Tashana is actually a reviver now. She had a whole big rework, which is interesting, but I still don't think she's that great. Wood Page is a great healer now. She got a big buff. But I think I'm gonna go with Hoskarul. I meant to say that Alika is definitely in contention, but she feels so niche to the arena. I know she can deal some damage in like other areas too, but I'm gonna go Hoskarul because I know he'll help me out tremendously. Right, he's got a cleanse of stun, but then he has an increased defense and an increased resistance on all allies on a 4-turn cooldown, but still big version increased defense and the AoE stun on a 75% on a 3-turn cooldown with solid multipliers. He's pretty tanky and he's immune to stun as well. So I think that overall, like a really good tanky controlled damage dealer, I would go him.
Yep, I that would be my second pick for 2. I think Hospital's all.
Yeah, he was a fusion or something, right? Wasn't he an epic fragment summon?
I think you're right. I think he was like a fragment summon, yeah.
Okay. Worst time.
Yeah, who you got?
I'm gonna go with man, there's some bad ones here. I've always hated Atur. Atur?
Yeah.
What does he do?
Yeah.
What does he do? 2-time. So he's actually
that counter attack.
He's not a bad provoker, actually. He's like, I mean, he's not a good one, but he's not a bad one. How about Jotun? I know I hate him. He's got a single target burn. Yeah, get out of here, man. That's all you got? That's not enough anymore, Jotun. I don't think it ever was enough. It's Jotun, and he's like 93 speed. He's got 16k HP. Nothing on an HP based champion, you know? Yeah, dude. I mean, a single target burn. I'm not excited. He's my worst.
He's definitely my worst too. And it's so funny
because pretty bad too.
Yeah, there are a couple really bad ones in here, but I just think Jotun is a different level. And like it's what's hilarious? Like you talk about playing Raid Shadow Legends for years. Yeah. When I started, Jotun was one of the ones they were giving away for free. And I used him and I was like, oh, he's so good. I had no idea. I was like, wow, this guy does incredible damage because I was beating like normal campaign stage 1. I was like, whoa, look out for Jotun, boys.
Man. That's how they really get you, right? They're like campaign stage 1. You're like, whoa. And he has the character model of Turvold. It's like cruel. It's cruel.
He looks incredible. So you're just buying into this giant sword. And then you start to actually understand the game and you realize how incredibly bad this champion actually is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Jotun, you're bad. You're bad, bro.
We agree there. Okay, this time I know I'm first, and we are in sacred order. And I'm gonna go with this is so tough. There's some really good ones. I think this is like the power square right here. These 4, like, come on,
exactly what you're looking at too. Like 100% the power square is so accurate.
The power square right here. Power square. Now they can't add another champion because it's gonna ruin our square, you know. Man, they OD'd on the Sacred Order epics, and then like they're like, listen, man, screw that. Holy moly! I'm gonna go with listen. My favorite is probably no one's first pick, but my personal favorite is Phenax. I think, dude, I'm not too proud to admit, bro. He destroyed me in live arena last night, man. I'm like top 500 live arena, and someone Phenaxed me, bro. After all the love I give to this dude, too. I didn't ban him, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. They went Mikage Phenax, and they just had a super fast Mikage, and they one-shot my Siphi out the gate. She was in protection, and and I was just like, oh my god, dude, he did it. But I'm not an idiot too. I would go Godseeker and Neri. The double revive and the reset cooldowns and the great heals and the increased duration and the increased duration of what does she do? Increased duration of buffs. Decreased duration, excuse me, on enemies as well. She's just so good. So good. She really is one of the closest things to a legendary support I believe there are for Epic. So I'd go Godseeker, but you can't go wrong with any of the 4 power.
The power square is legit, bro, because that is like the dominant like faction in like, I mean, so good. I am also going Godseeker. If I'm looking for utility, if I'm looking for survivability, like to me, she is just, her kit is just different. And that's the biggest reason why. But you couldn't go wrong with any of these guys. Shamail, Deacon obviously is incredible. Yeah. Benax. Like if I weren't picking a Godseeker, I'm probably picking, weirdly enough, Shamail just for Hydra. Yeah. Just to cleanse the fears, because that can make such an impact with that freaking, what the heck is the name of that Torment Head? Yeah. So like. He also is nasty in arena, but I think Godseeker is the best of the bunch, in my opinion.
You know what? You might be laughing with the Shamail at me, struggling to, like, you'll be sitting on Mithrala in a month, because of your Hydra progression. So it might not be a bad choice. Deke is also incredible. So worst.
Yeah, it's got to be Juliana. Yeah. No, I'm kidding.
We don't talk about Juliana.
Yeah, no. That was a joke. That was a joke. I saw the ones
here. There's some bad ones.
Definitely some bad ones here. Definitely some bad ones. I'm gonna pick one that I really
just pick your favorite bad one. Yeah, there's some really bad ones.
Yeah, I'm going Relic Keeper. Just like Relic Keeper is just not good. You know what I mean? They make you fuse him. They make you fuse this trash champion to torture you and to suck your resources dry, and then you get him, and he's really bad.
He's worse than most rares, at this point in the game,
He is, for sure.
He's really bad. It's hard to argue that, but I'll argue that. Dude, I hate, I think that Frostbringer is one of the most annoying champions in the game because she doesn't bring any frost. It's so annoying, bro.
So stupid.
Her decreased defense isn't an AoE. It could just be an AoE and it should be fine. It's tantalizing because of how good she could be with a few very, very easy tweaks. They could either bring this down on the A3 Arctic Winds to a 3-turn win booked, and then she's a great buffer. They could either add a chance of freeze to this weird flurry snow. I don't know. There's a lot they could do. Make it an AoE, You can add a freeze to her A1 at least, right? Her base stats are great, though. She's got, 110 base speed as well. My other shout out would be for the worst would be Bushy, man. Just something about this dude's name bothers me. He's so bad, bro. Look at his stupid kit.
You know what's hilarious? He is so bad, but I hate facing him in faction wars when you're trying to 3-star stage because of his stupid revive and unkillable. Yeah. Like, God, he's so annoying because he is so bad when you have him, but because of his stupid stats,
that's true.
That when you're trying to 3-star stages, he's an absolute nightmare to go against.
All right, that's Sacred Order. I agree with you. High Elves, a more modest bunch here. You're up.
I am up. Okay, I am gonna go. Ooh, this is actually tricky. There are a couple solid ones in here. I think I'm gonna go. I just pulled one of these guys too, and I know he's really good, but I haven't built him yet. I think you know what? I'm gonna go old school here, and I'm just gonna go safe, and I'm gonna go Royal Guard.
Royal Guard. Okay, good. I'm glad you did, because I'm not gonna go safe.
Okay, great. And perfect. We complement each other here. I'm going Royal Guard because I want to have an enemy max HP. You know what I mean? When you're progressing lower level dungeons, that's huge. The quad hitter, with the decreased speed, obviously awesome for Fire Knight, regular, which is great. Also usable in Dark Fae as well. Is he necessarily the best? Maybe not. But if I'm picking, like, I want to cover my bases, having a Royal Guard, never a bad thing, even in 2024. Dude,
no, I mean, Royal Guard, I think, is probably the pick. But I would go Skaramis. But it's hard to argue with having that enemy max HP. Like, you're set up, to your point, like, you're set up and you're going to get a ton of utility. But I think Skaramis is, he might be one of the best epics out there, like criminally underrated. Got a nice HP in all battles aura, right? But the synergy in his kit is beautiful. He's got a 3-turn AoE provoke with a counterattack and a continuous heal on himself on a 3-turn again. So that brings him to his A1, where he's stunning and stealing turn meter every time he's attacked. And because he's attacked by enemies who just took a turn, thus they have no turn meter, he goes in and he stuns them. And then on this A2, it's an AoE on a 3-turn cooldown. He actually does a decent amount of damage too for an HP-based damage dealer, but he decreased the duration of enemy buffs by 1 turn, places a decreased attack on all enemies for 2 turns, and then fills his champion's turn meter by 10% for each buff that has its duration decreased. So I guess, like I've said this before, but when I built him, I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't anticipating that, like, it doesn't take much to get a full turn meter fill off of this ability, you know? And then he's basically back to provoke almost in 2 turns because of the, you know, because of all that turn meter fill, because it's not based on each enemy targeted. It's based on every buff. So all you need is like a few buffs on each target and you get an extra turn. He's really, really good. There you go. All right, worst time. There's some bad ones here. I'm gonna go with Drock.
Oh, did I just lose? Is my camera, is it screwing up per usual?
Just the camera. We see your avatar though. It looks great.
Hold on, let me restart my camera. That way you can see my beautiful face while you think about the worst epic.
I'll think about I think I'm gonna go with, man, there's some bad ones here. There's some bad ones.
There definitely are.
And Dahlia. Do I hate her?
Am I back?
You're back. You're back.
I'm back, baby. Who you got, Ash?
I don't really like Dahlia much, but I'm actually gonna go with Marksman. This guy is just like bad. He's got a single target and he's got a 4-time at random on a 4-turn. Like, you just can't have a decently, like, the highlight of your kit can't be a 4-time at random, decently hard hitting ability, you know?
Yeah.
To me, at least, you know?
Yep.
And if it's going to be, then you need to have like a triple hitter on the A1. So at least you have, you know, some Fire Knight viability or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you think?
I do think Marksman is one of the worst. I
speed in arena battles. Who's using this guy in the arena? You know? Yeah,
I think I would probably go Marksman. That or Ambassador Lethlin, who's also not really good either.
Yeah, I have not invested in Ambassador Lethlin, but I wanted to talk myself into him being the taunt. Like applying taunt to an ally is quite unique, you know?
Yeah, that is the thing. He's a little more unique. Marksman is just kind of boring. Yeah, you know what I mean? Just like. Nah,
and he has an AoE on the A1, so yeah, I would go Marksman, you know?
Yeah.
All right, I like how I'm like stealing your pick. I'm like, no, Drock, I would go Marksman. There you go.
Go Marksman, Drock. I'm telling you right now, go Marksman.
All right. Banner Lord, and I am first.
Yes, the last one.
Yeah, the last
we went backwards.
One.
I love it.
I'm going to get my man Archmage anyway soon enough. He's the first champion to get, so I'm not going to pick him. I have this weird soft spot for Ulfrig. I love him, but I'm not going to pick him, but I love him.
He's better than people realize.
He really
Ulfrig
is
actually good.
This normal looking, this common looking epic. I'm going to go... I always make a joke that like whoever designed this dude at Plarium was just like, they quit, but they gave like a 2 weeks notice and they're like, all right, here's Ulfrig, I'm done.
Yeah, whatever. He's a squire. You know what I mean? Here he goes.
All right, I'm gonna go. Meanwhile, cut to the real artist who did it, watching the video like, what the frig, bro? Took a lot of pride in Ulfrig. He's got an Ulfrig poster, his room. I'm gonna go Stag Knight, man. I'm gonna go Stag Knight. Yeah. There's a couple really good ones here, but Stag Knight, man, simple kit, super fast, super tanky, decrease defense, decrease attack, decrease speed, increase accuracy. What else do you want to know? You know, like Deke is really good. Duck the Pierce is very good. They're both similar in some ways. But I always have a soft spot for Stag Knight, even over, I'm not saying he's better than Deke, but like he's always on my tree. He's my guy. And he looks so cool.
Yeah. He does. And Stag Knight would 100% be my pick as well. I just think like that, having that ability, decrease defense, decrease attack, plus decrease speed. Those are 3 of the most powerful debuffs in the game. And he's got such a simple, straightforward kit that just like from the perspective of what's going to help you progress the most, I'm picking Stag Knight. basically every single time. If I were looking at like other really good ones in here, I think obviously Ursula has an incredible revive.
Yeah.
One of the absolute best revives still in this game. It's just like it's incredibly good.
It's so
I just
crazy.
wish it
It's
weren't
one of the best revives, including legendaries and mythicals.
Yeah.
Like that's how crazy it is.
Including all champions. So just that by itself can be really, really, really good. And then I haven't used this champion, but I've heard good things about Lady Annabelle. You know what I mean?
I was going to mention her as my one of my she's really good. I mean, just to solo Bommel alone is really nice. You know, to me, she's the best option to solo Bommel in the game, provided you don't have like a crazy ally attack Nishak or something team. But like you can just, she's 100% win rate. You just build her super tanky and that's it. But even beyond that, she has a really like useful A3, and she brings increased speed on it too. So it's one of those swap HP, revive on death type abilities, kind of like a Mother Cybele. But it's cool that she brings increased speed as well. It gives it a lot more versatility as an ability. And then the AoE leech and decreased speed, super good on the A2. You're leaving again before you have to pick the last one.
Why is my camera broken?
Why do you have such a problem with Lady Annabelle, man?
I know. I don't know.
Drock like, I think that's a guy. I think Lady Annabelle's a guy. Trying to get me.
Wait, does she have? Wait, hold on. I can't see her. Okay. Well, I don't think this one's a guy. I'm mistaking this one for a guy, Ash.
Man.
My goodness. You know, Ash, I think I'm gonna have to go with Lady Annabelle now that I'm getting to see her.
And all
her over again. My good Lord.
Hello, Big Papa.
Sweet. I'm back. And I am
you're back.
definitely excited.
You're back.
I'm sweating for sure. Okay,
who's
worst. Okay, worst. I'm going Lordly Legionary. Legionary.
He's bad.
I mean, like, you get him for free, and dude, are you ever actually going to use him? No, you're not. Like, he's really bad.
Yeah.
You know, straight up. He's just bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. He's old school, and he's bad.
He is bad. He is bad. I agree with you. Let's see. Would I go? Like, you can get some damage out of Knight Errant, but I think he's super like that's like 2019 content right there. Like, look at how hard he can hit. But you know what? I'll just end on this note, man. I don't think he's the worst. But he's close to. But Masked Fearmonger, we gave a lot of love to the earlier Halloween, champions. This is a more modern Halloween champion that we got, and boy, he is just like the perfect picture of how things have fallen off on the Halloween champs. Plarian. Because I was excited. He looks like Jason. He's just cool looking. But boy, his kit. It like all revolves around fear and true fear and just doesn't work, and nor does he do any damage. It's not exciting at all.
Yep, he would be my other choice for sure. We did it, man. We did it, bro. We did it. Took us an hour, but we got it done. Thanks so much for being so generous with your time, man. It is such a pleasure chatting Raid Shadow Legends with you. Give us some love on his YouTube channel, guys. Pay him back for being so generous with his time. Drock, any final thoughts? Any words? Hey, Ash, it's always a blast. I can't wait to come back and do rares with you. I'm going to have to brush up, though. I'm going to have to brush up, but at least now I know what rares are now after this free-to-play challenge. But, dude, thank you so much for having me on, and such a good time, dude.
My pleasure, man. Guys, thank you so much for watching all the way till the end of the video. Much love, and as always, take care, guys.